Luke Brooks to Manly, Ben Hunt still at the Dragons, Billy Slater is better than meninga. These are all the burning questions on today's Barry Charles Footy Show. Remember to like and subscribe if you liked the video. Let's get to it. Yes, indeed, Luke Brooks signing with Manly. Probably one of the last places I thought he would go. But I've just put a couple of subplots in for you. Does that mean Daly Cherry Evans is about to retire from Origin and Rugby League altogether at the end of 2023 and let go of the $1 million+ contract going forward? Or is there a chance he has a swan song where he should have been, some people would say? He signed the Gold Coast Titans only to renege. Will he actually deliver on that promise and join Desi Hasler for one more season? That is the burning question right there, right now. Otherwise, why would Luke Brooks sign there? Why would Manly want him if Cherry Evans is still going to be there? So, if Cherry Evans is still going to be there, he's obviously going to play number 6. How is that going to work? I do actually like Luke Brooks at 6 personally, and I think give him less, doesn't have to worry about the organisation and just run. And if he can play similar to Kieran Foran, then look out, it could be a genius stroke from Manly. So interesting times when it comes to that. Me personally, I wouldn't sign Luke Brooks on either position, but the only thing you got to argue is if you look at the comp overall, there's probably 10 to 12 decent halfbacks, and he'll be at the bottom of the list of those halfbacks. But there's a big difference between him and the rest. So that is the problem we got. I'll put Brooks in front of Hastings, so that's when the competition starts getting lower and lower, when you start looking at quality halfbacks, and that's why Luke Brooks would get signed. But it's interesting that for him to be signed to play 6 when he's generally a halfback. So interesting to see. Watch this space here. Ben Hunt, yes, he has been denied an immediate release. He talked to Shane Flanagan in the rest. I think this is all a smokescreen. I believe he is going to sign with the Broncos by the end of this week. And not what everyone's saying, Broncos for a 3-year deal. Yes, the Broncos, folks. Broncos on a 3-year deal. My mail is that Ben Hunt is deciding for himself whether he can believe in staying number 9 for this year and next year to deliver Broncos a premiership, because he believes they should have won a premiership. So that's one scenario he is looking at. There's also mail that they might want to get rid of Adam Reynolds, which Titans could take him if this is the case here. Or the Dolphins, for instance, are options here if they're going to look in that sort of direction. But obviously the Broncos want some, Dragons want some compensation for any of these things. So will Ben Hunt swallow up his pride and take on that Broncos offer? That's what I believe is out there right now. The Roosters are obviously in the hunt. If he stays in New South Wales, that's where he's going, but I'm seriously doubting that now. I think there was a real option before, but it looks like he wants to head off. So there's obviously other clubs that could be involved here, but if he wants to really win a premiership, I think the only club, there's also the Cowboys. They'd have to let go Chad Townsend. Could be a straight swap opportunity there. Could that happen? Maybe. I can't see it happening. The Titans, it's an interesting one there. He can clearly go there, no doubt about it. He'll be the best halfback at the Titans. But I think if he really wants to win a comp, he'd go to the Broncos. And possibly Adam Reynolds might move and he plays number 7 next season. Whether that's the case, I'm not sure. But that's where I'll be leaning towards. If I was in Ben Hunt's shoes, I would go to the Broncos, is what I'd be doing. I suppose if they want compensation at the Broncos, I would Adam Reynolds straight swap, but I don't see that happening. But a player like Kantoni Staggs might be an option to get this deal over the line. The Roosters is Joey Money, of course, but again, I don't see that happening. So, but that's the way. And maybe Jaden Campbell or someone like that, AJ Brimson for the Titans to get Ben Hunt over the line. And also, Dolphins, I don't think he'll go there, but if he wants money and Wayne Bennett does want him, he could end up there as well. But to be fair, Dinkum, it looks all Broncos to me. Doesn't mean he's not going to sign with the Titans or another club, but I think he might decide to say, I'll play hooker and stay at the Broncos. Billy Slater, is he better than meninga as a coach? Well, this debate's going to go on for a while, but I'll put it this way. If we come back in another 6 years' time, Billy Slater might have won 8 in a row as Queensland coach. I think the lifestyle he lives now is perfect for him, but there is another scenario here that might stop that, and that's Melbourne Storm. I believe Craig Bellamy hasn't quit the Storm because he wants Billy Slater the coach, and until Billy Slater's ready to coach, he won't let go, or unless he gets untenable for himself, and then obviously Jason Rolls will be the next selection. But I believe Billy Slater will be the Melbourne Storm coach eventually, but whether it's right after Craig Bellamy, I'm not 100% sure, so Jason Rolls will get the running if it's not Billy Slater. But that is the biggest question coming out of there. But the debate at the moment is still meninga at the moment. But one thing about Billy Slater that New South Wales don't have is Billy Slater is absolutely on the ball with every player. I know New South Wales has more players to look at, but he knows players inside out. And what he does know is he knows origin, and he knows you got to be tight, you got to be tough, you got to be ruthless, you got to be there to defend your mate, you got to be there to support, you got to be everything. They run from Daly Cherry Evans, you saw it. There was all Broncos players. Where were the Queensland players? Where were the New South Wales players? It was only Brian Tohol. Where's Tedesco? Where's Mitchell Moses? Where are these guys? They should be there running. They weren't. So that is the Queensland way, and that's what New South Wales need. And a player that plays like Queensland and the New South Wales side was Reece Robson. And he had a very solid game. Payne Huss has been solid, but he hasn't been aggressive enough for mine. But he's still been solid for New South Wales. But yes, so debating who would be the biggest test for Billy Slater in this next few years is to keep Reece Walsh under control and get himself. He is the alpha male, no doubt about it. But if he continues on the trajectory that he's doing at the moment, these issues could come up if he gets too big a head. For the New South Wales, obviously selection wise, who will be the next coach? More than likely, Fittler will be gone. I still think Andrew Johns is the best option, but I do have queries. Obviously, he's had issues with drugs in the past. Obviously, you got Ricky Stewart and Jeff Tuvey. They're obviously people that will bring passion back to the coach, but I don't know they have the coaching now of Billy Slater, and that's the thing New South Wales are missing out on. Phil Gould obviously would be another option, but I just got a little query about all that if they're going to get it. Anyway, let's get to the footy of the weekend. The footy. Yes, the Warriors did it done against the Dragons. Nia Corey was playing well, but now he's going to be up for 3 to 4 weeks. Watene Selesniak's been playing awesome, and Sean Johnson, I'm putting it out there, is playing the best he has played in one season ever. And if he continues into this rate, the Warriors will be top 4 in 2023. But they need to deliver against the Rabbitohs this week to prove it. The Dragons, they are fighting out pretty much for the wooden spoon with the Tigers and the Bulldogs. Parramatta Eels are in form. Team of the competition at the moment, and got it done. They're hot to trot. Absolutely too good in their game. Parramatta against the Dolphins. But they're still 50-50 to make the top 8. They've still got a tough draw, which I will discuss in another video, but they could hit and miss the top 8. On form, they should make the top 8 with their forward against, but there's a chance they could just miss out. Dolphins, to me, have imploded and their season is done. They'll be lucky to win 2 more games this season, my prediction. On the other side of the ropes here, the Panthers. The Panthers get it done. They know how to get it done. They've done it. Underman team beat the Knights. I think Adam Bryan might be on his last coach. But the one thing I want to talk about here, Ivan Cleary, is he the next super coach? If he wins a 3rd premiership, he is a super coach for mine. He was very good. The Warriors didn't quite get it done there, but really he's been outstanding here. And let's see if he can go up with the Bellamy's and the Bennetts and be a super coach if he can win his 3rd premiership. Yes, the Dolphins have signed Averillo, which will make him and fun with the centres. Exciting times for next season for Dolphins fans, but this season might just be a little bit too much. The Storm got it done, but they probably should have won by 50. Turbo with him out, or if Manly with Turbo out, that is a season done for mine. Manly are gone without Turbo. I think the Melbourne Storm will make the top 8 and possibly top 4, but I think they'll be hopping out in probably the second round of the finals. Well, it's going to be interesting here. If the Storm fall out, it'll be like the Broncos, but I can't see that happening. They got a pretty soft draw to finish, so they got a good opportunity. The Titans should not have beat the Broncos, but somehow they did. Reece Walsh needs a wake-up call, as I said before. Disappointing. The Titans can play entertaining footy, but they keep letting the other teams back into the game. The Broncos should make the top 2, or top 4 at least, but they could implode completely like last year and miss the 8 as well. I can't see it happening this year, but there's a possibility they'll lose. They want to be top 2. The Roosters and the Raiders, the game, not much to write home about there. Same, the Roosters, so to me they're in similar positions, and I think Raiders are more chance to making the top 8 than the Roosters on the draws, but we will see. The Rabbitohs are imploding. What's happening? Cowboys are the second form team of the comp, but I still think they will miss the 8. Their draw isn't the easiest, so I think they might find it tough. The Rabbitohs need to bounce back quickly, but I think they can do it. I think the Rabbitohs are still a chance for the top 4. They're going to have to get on a run, and they could start with the Warriors or the week after, but if they want to make top 4, they have to win one of the next 2 games and then go on a run. Which the Rabbitohs draw seems to suggest that, which I will look at later. Anyway, that is the Barry Charles Footy Show for this episode. Be interesting to see what happens with Ben Hunt and where he eventually ends up, but I expect it to happen by the end of the week. And I will be back to talk more about each team, where they will finish possibly in the top 8 or missing out. And also, obviously, we will do the preview show of the footy coming up with some more news and headlines that come up during the week. Have a lovely day out there. And remember to like and subscribe to the channel.